Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bleav In 76ers podcast. I'm Marcus Dash, your legendary 76ers point guard, Eric Snow, and my brother, Teja Dash. So guys, we haven't met since the night before the NBA draft, and obviously a lot has unfolded and a lot to get into because the offseason started pretty much like a couple days after that. So a lot to get into tonight, and let's get after it. You guys ready to get after it?
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do it.
All right. So obviously draft has passed, come and gone, and now we've started the NBA Summer League, and obviously you guys saw that VJ Edgecombe kind of put on a show against Ace Bailey in that first game. Didn't play last night, of course, but he's finally a Philadelphia 76er now that he's on the injury report. But so seen VJ Edgecombe and Johni Broome shine in Summer League thus far, and overall, just now that we finally have the rookies on a roster. What do you guys make of the two dudes in Johni Broome and VJ Edgecombe? And what about them excites you for them to be on the 76ers roster?
Well, I mean, I think, obviously with VJ, he's an exciting talent, very athletic, can bring an intangible that's definitely needed, and the tangible that's having success in the league right now, being an athletic guard, being able to see what he can do just without development, without a game plan. So the raw talent is there. So just his path and what he's capable of doing is definitely exciting. As far as Broome, I think he's a veteran guy. Not overly athletic, but he's very efficient. And I think with his experience and his age and his game, I see him as a guy that can contribute right away. How much, I don't know, but I do feel that he's capable of getting some consistent minutes. So that's definitely a plus.
Yeah, VJ just has just so much athleticism and energy, and he just brings this something that I don't know if we had really, right? So a guy who could just fly down the court, fly through the air, play defense, really just a fearless game he's got. I love to see him attack. I love that he just kept shooting too. I know this is like the summer league, but for a guy who's coming onto a loaded roster like he is, especially at the guard position, he needs to get his shots up as much as he can, as early as he can. Just get them all out. Don't worry about percentages. Just shoot, right? Because I know the top three teams are kind of contenders and they had top picks, but a lot of high picks are going to teams that they'll be able to just fully develop on the court all season with a lot of minutes and a lot of opportunity. Not so much the case with VJ, right? I mean, he will play and he'll play a good amount, but it's still a loaded position. So if you have the time and you can get all your shots up now early without worrying about competing for a championship and not to worry about messing up, and just do it right now. So I love what I saw out of him. Broome, I totally agree with you. He's like a veteran. I just got that veteran feel from him. He looks really confident. He knows his game really well, and he's comfortable in his game. He knows his post game, and he knows slash defensively. And I like seeing the 3-pointer come alive. So if he can keep shooting that three, I think he could play some minutes with Joel and get some more minutes in that not starting five, but with some of the starters. I think he can contribute.
Yeah, some of the drawbacks I saw from some of the draft experts and a lot of Sixers fans were drafting a guy, Broome, who's had a really inconsistent 3-point shot. His game won't translate to the NBA is what a lot of people said about him, everything he did in Auburn. Like Teja said, we're already seeing the 3-point shot. We're 4 for 9 in 2 games so far in Summer League. I'd like to see his usage overall kind of go up a little bit. I want to see him get ball in his hands more. I feel like he's kind of being relegated to being a corner spot in Summer League so far. But Eric, when you hear people say stuff like, "Oh, his game won't translate to the NBA," what do you say to the people who say that?
Well, I mean, based on what you see or what you've seen in college, then they have a valid point. Now it's up to him changing or developing his game, and the Sixers developing him and finding a niche for him. We'll see if that can happen. All I'm saying is, the intangibles that he already has, I feel that are valuable for him with our team. First, he's a position of need. So, yes, he's not going to get the ball on the elbow and get the ball on the post a lot because, we all know that's kind of Joel's area. But let's say Joel isn't playing. I mean, that's a talent that's going to be needed. Now, in order for him to play with Joel or play with some of the top guys, yes, he does have to stretch out and at least be a threat from three. And from what I've seen, he's capable of having a percentage that's very playable so far. And we'll see if that continues. But so far, he's been able to do that, and he's taken not just corner threes; he's taking threes a little further out at the top of the key. So, you come in, you find your niche. Sometimes guys are shooting those long shots. You get into the season, and then you find a way to get more corner shots because it's a shorter shot. And then maybe your percentage even goes up even higher. So, but we'll see. I just think that he has an intangible that's worth taking a look at, and I think he has a chance to earn minutes consistently. Yeah,
it's encouraging for sure. What I've seen. I'm not going to say he's a 50% 3-point shooter, but he doesn't need to be really in order to see the floor and be able to stretch it out.
I think if he had a challenge, I think his biggest challenge, even more so than threes, is defending from the standpoint of, especially if he's at a 4, he could be guarding a lot faster, more guys that are closer to 3 than 4. So being able to do that and not having to guard a bigger guy, more of a 5, I think that'll probably be his biggest challenge coming in, even more so than shooting spot up threes. Most of his threes will probably be clean shots, at least initially. So I still think that the bigger presence he can make defensively, that'll accelerate maybe the playing time.
Yep, I agree.
Now, Eric, obviously Salt Lake City is the first summer league, and then in a few days we're going to head to Vegas, and that's where the main summer league portion will begin. But what are you looking for when you're watching for? Obviously, we're talking about these two guys, but we also brought in Hunter Sallis as well, and another guy who had his first game last night from Wake Forest. But what are you going to be looking at specifically with these three guys as kind of summer league continues with Edgecombe, Broome, and Sallis?
For me, I don't put as much weight into summer league as some people do. From as far as just how guys, their numbers. But one thing I do value is, do they play hard? Is the effort there? Do they take possessions off? Or are they running back in transition every time? Like, I kind of pay attention to that because I think for the most part, if you watch the guys in college and you follow them and you kind of watch, you already know their skill set. Like we already know that. Like VJ, for instance, we know his skill set and his energy was there. And from what I got from that was like his conditioning's good. So now you can do different things with him. He is a guy that maybe can't pick up full court because we all know he's not going to get 27, 28 shots in a game. So you can use that energy in other ways. So I kind of look at that because the skill set, after we seen what Tim Duncan did in his summer league and what he turned out to be, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to calm down those summer league expectations. It's hard. It's harder for guys to jump right in, and sometimes playing against older guys and it's a new team and new system and 3-point shot is longer. Like it's different. So it just takes some time for them to get ready for that. But I do want to see guys compete.
He just wants like a winning mentality, right? Yeah. I mean, I like to see him experiment too. That's why I like Broome shooting up threes at the rate he's shooting. I think that's great. Just try things, right? Especially again for a team that some teams by midseason are going to be like a summer league team, right? Like these guys are going to be getting major minutes on their teams, unless we have another year like last year, which I'm all assuming we're not going to have. Minutes are going to be hard to come by. So yeah, they're going to need to just try to expand their game when they can. I like seeing VJ shoot a lot of mid-rangers. That was nice to see. And he looked good doing it too. Looked smooth.
Yeah, I mean, will they tell him to stop shooting them though? That's the question. That's what we don't know. I mean,
if they go in, they won't.
We hear teams aren't, they would tell people not to shoot them, but all the winning teams that are winning championships shoot them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think Edgecombe said in the run-up to the Salt Lake City Summer League, he said that the team wants him to kind of be more of the main ball handler. They want him to kind of focus on that during the Summer League play. And
No, that surprised me. That surprised me that they put the ball in his hand immediately. And he was, the primary ball handler. He was the primary ball handler like all the time. And so I was thinking more 2-guard, off guard. But then when he came down and he was running and initiating the offense, I was like, oh, well, they're taking a look at him from a different angle. But it makes sense. I mean, you know, the top 2 guards we have are really can play off the ball.
Yep.
So to find another guy that can initiate your offense, definitely helps. So I think from that standpoint, that was a little not surprising that they had him do it, but surprising that they had him do it so much and from the start.
Yeah, and the guard play has been one of those things that a lot of Sixers fans have been not happy about so far in Summer League. That's been one thing that a lot of people have been knocked on is the guard play. And last night when Edgecombe did not play, that kind of stood out to a lot of people. The guard play last night,
yeah,
kind of lacking in that department. But on the actual roster, we're not lacking at all in that department.
Yeah, we got a lot of top heavy guards and another guy waiting to sign, so we're good in the guards.
Yeah. We got a comment in there from Duck Holiday. I know people are impressed with VJ, but I don't like the route 76ers are taking, and B deserves more than the run backs. Deserves more than the run backs.
I guess like running it back, just the running it back roster.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
It's not really.
I guess he's talking about all the guys they re-signed. That's what I'm gathering from it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a valid point. I mean, we re-signed guys that we don't even know how they're going to play. If we're going to play the young guys,
yeah,
it makes sense. The guy that probably, Marcus, you wanted to sign the most, they didn't bring back.
Yeah.
Yabu, yeah.
So,
I know.
I mean, if you went into the offseason, right, and we had all these free agents, the top 2 free agents would have been who?
Grimes and Yabu.
Yeah.
Who?
Grimes and Yabu.
Okay, the 2 guys that aren't signed.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that's a valid comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just saying. Now you said
we didn't really give an
those are
offer
the 2
either.
The two that you were signed the most are the 2 that aren't signed.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think they're tied together. I think too. That's the thing because Grimes is taking so long. We had money tied up in him. We couldn't really give Yabu maybe the kind of offer that would keep him here, but we didn't really give much of an offer at all from what I read.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, there was a report that just came out earlier about it. We'll get to the Quentin Grimes stuff later on.
We signed 2 new guys at his position.
Yeah.
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 I guess planning for that.
Yeah.
Which we're about to get to those 2 guys right now. So obviously we talked about the draft guys we selected in the draft. Now we're going to talk about the guys we have signed since then. So 76ers have made some moves, bringing some new blood to the organization by signing power forward Trendon Watford to a 2-year, $5.3 million contract. The 24-year-old averaged career highs in points and assists last year. Then they signed Jabari Walker to a 2-way contract. The 22-year-old posted career numbers in field goal and 3-point percentage last year, as well as signing rookie guard who I mentioned in the last segment, Hunter Sallis, to a 2-way contract. He averaged 18 points a game last year and shot 40% from 3 the year prior on 5 attempts per game. Obviously went pretty power forward heavy with Walker and Watford and another guard with Sallis. But what do you all make of the signings with Watford, Walker, and Sallis?
Watford would be interesting. I mean, he's a guy I've been watching since he was in college, playing against Michigan State. So He's a guy that I think can fill that role. I mean, he's bigger than you think he is because he's primarily a 3-point shooter. So if he can come and he can shoot the ball really well and shoot a high percentage, he could really help us, and he could really help himself. I mean, the position is open for him to come in and play.
Yeah.
If he plays well, I mean, he can get significant minutes.
Yeah.
So that's very intriguing to see how that plays out. Walker, I think he's a guy that, they're taking a chance on that could develop into that type of role also. I actually played against his dad in college and in the NBA. So I know that he has the genetics. So he has a chance. I mean, he has a chance to come in and prove himself, and we'll see how that development goes. And Sallis the same with him. You put up the numbers in college. Can he come in and what kind of role can he carve this year? It may be a little hard to do that with the roster we have, but he'll have time down in the G League most likely, and he'll go down there and get better and show he belong. And I think that'll be the process for him going forward this year.
Yeah, I think another thing too is what you kind of mentioned with Broome earlier. One thing that could hold him back is being able to guard those fours who are built like threes. I think that's one thing Watford gives you, is the guy who can actually move with those guys who are built more like threes, right? And also play four. I hated playing against Watford in Brooklyn. He's he talks good shit, which, it's good for competition. And he showed up against us last year. So those are great reasons to want him on your team. So usually the guys you don't like playing against are the guys that you would give a warm welcome to once they're signed. And he also brings shot taking, like you said, and playmaking. He's a good passer. So I think we badly need that at the four. And you're right. It's clear for him to be able to get major minutes if he shows up. Jabari, I think mostly for him, I know his improving three, but I think his rebounding is, his top attributes. All right. If he can come in and do that, he can maybe steal some minutes here and there, but it's a good guy to develop. Yeah, so I think I like the Watford one a lot. I think people liked it, and some people kind of got upset because they thought it meant no more Yabu when they saw that, right? So it was like every guy, every fan out there who thought
that's how I took it.
Yeah, so it's like so they weren't judging him based on him; they were judging him based on it means no more Yabu now, right? Yeah. So although it was event min, we still could have technically re-signed Yabu if we had the Grimes situation sorted out, but yeah, now we have slight hole at power forward. I guess we'll talk about that later, but I think it's good for development. It's good for now too.
Yeah, Walford's an interesting one from the standpoint of he's kind of like a point forward. I mean, he's a playmaker. It's something we don't really have in that starting lineup. So if he does come in that, if he does take the four role, there's definitely a role, a niche carved out for him, which I think is interesting. And he did cook us pretty well last year in two of the times he played us. And then Jabari Walker, that's an interesting one. So kind of development-wise over his last 3 years, obviously he's gone G League and he's played well with the Blazers, but the last 3 years, his first season, he shot 14.3% from corner three. The second year, he shot 29.9% from the corner three. And this past year, he shot 48.6% from the corner three. So he's developed. He knows what his role is. He's kind of developed that. And it shows the hardworking nature behind him. And also, too, talking about crashing the boards. I think saw a stat here that he had 22 rebounds in a game. It was became the first Trailblazer since Bill Walton in 1974 to collect 22 boards in a game prior to the age of 22. So for a team that lacks guys who can crash the boards or crash the glass, it is a really interesting signing. And I'm surprised. Or Eric, are you surprised he's on a two-way deal? He just didn't get a standard NBA contract from a team?
No. That's not surprising. That two-way can always change. Like, you can always convert it before the season starts or in training camp if you play out of that. So I think that this was probably a signing more on, how can I say it, seeing yourself in a certain position. signing. Like, okay, I think I can play there, or I see a role that I can fit there. And you take the two-way, I mean, partly because we still have with Grimes, we still have a outstanding issue or outstanding, unsigned
Unfinished
guy.
business.
So it's really, they're not going to make that commitment right now. So that's kind of the business of it. So maybe when the Sixers business, as far as getting everybody signed, sealed, is finished, then you can come back to adjust that. But getting on the two-way kind of solidifies you with the roster. So it wouldn't surprise me if he plays out of that.
Yeah, it's great for him. Great place to come to. No true four. I mean, Watford's going to be competing, but we don't have a really solidified four, a conventional one.
Yeah, I Bleav he talked to the media today, and he said opportunity was a big driving force to come into Philadelphia. And we talked about the kind of being a vacancy at the forward spot, and there's going to be minutes and rotations there, so the opportunity was all there. So definitely something he sees himself earning and taking over. And another thing I wanted to add about Jabari is that while he is like a 4, Portland actually played him a lot at 5 in certain lineups they had. He was primarily kind of a 5 for them, but while he did play 4, he played a lot of 5 for them. Would he kind of be that same 5-4 tweener role with us, Eric, or would he just be kind of a 4?
I'll be honest with you. I watched 2 Portland games this past year. 2 games. You want to guess which 2 games there were?
I could probably guess.
Want to take a guess, Marcus?
Sixers Portland?
Yes. 2 games I watched. So I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know. I have no idea who played center for them. But they had Aiden, and they had a guy from Connecticut. They have all these guys, but they play him at center. To me, I think that's more of a strategic thing, more so than can he play it. It's more of a strategic thing. But like you said earlier, his ability to rebound will allow you to do that. I know Chauncey really well. So if Chauncey making that decision, he trusted, because the one thing the main thing you worry about when you size down like that is rebounding.
Yep.
So that tells me that for them to size down like that and play him at 5, they must really, really be high on his rebounding ability. So that's encouraging. But as far as him being able to play the center on a consistent basis, that remains to be seen.
Yeah, in his rookie season, he averaged about 23 minutes a game and averaged 2.1 offensive boards a game. So I mean, he's giving you second chances when he's in there. And some of the highest efficiency Blazers lineups were the ones where he was in. I watched the whole Blazers podcast about how they talked about that.
I get what we're saying, but like right now, would you play him in front of Bona at center? I mean,
No. If he can rebound and keep shooting like that, I can still see him playing decent minutes at 4. I think 4 is wide open for us.
Yeah. Duck Holiday, last question. Embiid is good enough to drag us to the second round, but is it better to trade him and continue the youth movement?
Ooh.
Come on, Duck. We're not trying to talk about that right now.
Duck Holiday.
I mean,
That's a valid question, though. It's a valid question.
It is.
Yes.
It's valid.
Based on the last couple of years, that's a very valid question. Like,
but after that contract,
do you hold on to? You know how many people ask me if we're going to trade Joel? You know how many people ask me that question?
So that's not realistic, though. He's a negative asset right now. He's a negative asset.
It's realistic. Now, whether you get the value that you think you deserve is the question.
I think we'd have to attach picks with Joel right now.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the value, but
it would be no value.
Realistic to trade a guy.
The value would be the value would be clearing the salary. I don't think we get much back for him right now.
Well, it depends on what you're taking back. Trades are about what you take back. That's what it's about.
It's just a massive amount of money. I mean, if he comes back and looks like himself,
about what you are taking back.
Yeah, I would assume we take back.
It's a lot of teams that would trade for Joel right now as is if they could get rid of certain, especially if they can get rid of certain contracts.
Oh, okay. So yeah. So we'll get like two. We'll get like 2 Joels back for one.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, when you saying it's not realistic, I'm like, yes, it is realistic. It is realistic. And what the question is should you kind of do it now and kind of grow and kind of see what you can get and kind of continue with the younger guys, or do we prolong what we don't know? Because at the end of the day, we don't know. We don't know how Joel's going to look.
No,
so that's what I'm saying. It's a very valid question.
But if he comes back, it doesn't look right. Those offers are all off the table.
That's the chance you take. That's the chance you take, and that's why I'm not making that decision. So I don't have to worry about it. I'm just talking about it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, based on if you really follow the Sixers and you, like we all do, and root for them, the last couple of years, you would have to be like, okay, what's going on here? Because in the last couple of years, but then before that, it was something. And then before that, it was something. So before you know it, we're going to be in year 7 saying the same stuff. Or are we going to be in year 7 saying that, hey, we got out of the second round? Like, which one are we going to be saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is obviously an interesting year for Paul George and Embiid as far as staying healthy and seeing where we can go this year.
Yeah, this is
and I think this question will be more of a prevalent one for next offseason if the injuries continue to happen and we don't see much progress with the core that we have right now.
Well, yeah, the problem is if Joel looks like himself, no Sixers fan will want to trade him anymore. If he doesn't, everyone will, but then you won't be able to get pretty much anything back for him anymore if he's not himself after midseason. Yeah. So it's like you have to trade someone who's worth more, but people don't want to do that once they think he's MVP Joel anymore.
Yeah.
So
we shall see it. But according to Maury, Embiid is in Philadelphia. I think Ramona Shelburne reported that he's in Philadelphia, which is different from most off seasons. He's in Los Angeles during the off season, but he's in Philadelphia training and rehabbing, and he should be ready by training camp. Is what Daryl Morey said.
If he's in Los Angeles, he wouldn't train and get ready.
I don't know. The Shelburne made that report and said that he's usually in Los Angeles for off season, but he's in Philadelphia this time. I mean,
that's kind of what she was implying, is that it's more play. It's more play than business in LA.
I don't think anybody I played with lived in Philadelphia during the off season. Like that's not new for guys to live somewhere else, like to live where they live. Like you put work in, you put work in. Are they saying that specific doctors that, you know what I'm saying, that they're with? And, okay, I get it,
I think it was the same report. He was at a team facility with the team doctors in Philadelphia this entire offseason, whereas in years past he would just go to Los Angeles for the entire offseason. So maybe it was more about being around the team facilities.
Well, I mean, I'm here to tell you that team doctor, LA doctor, Texas doctor, they all going to operate the same. It's all about your body and your work. Yeah. So I get what they're saying, but that means nothing to me that he's still in Philadelphia during this offseason. It does nothing for me.
He's trying something different.
It does nothing for me. It's all about one thing and one thing only. How is it going to look in October? I don't care where he spent his offseason. That's going to be the question.
Even if it's France?
That's going to be the question.
It's an Olympics joke.
Yeah, I got it. The Bull RJ. Oh, man, I'm so happy I can ask Eric Snow a question in real time. Well, ask away, buddy. Ask away, my man.
Definitely.
All right, so now we're going to get to some of the, everyone's been kind of happy about the Watford, the Walker additions, but now this is where we kind of get to a little mixed bag here. So people were happy that the Sixers, many of the Sixers fans were happy we were signed to Justin Edwards, 3-year deal, $7 million deal, pretty good deal for both sides. And then just recently, yesterday, they re-signed Kyle Lowry. And a couple days prior to that, they re-signed Eric Gordon, who has been a mentor, VJ Edgecombe, both on the Bahamian national team. So there's a relationship there. So seems like the Eric Gordon, the way it's being portrayed on social media by a lot of and Sixers insiders, is that it's more of a mentorship kind of role for Eric Gordon. And on top of that, Kyle Lowry is kind of being portrayed as another mentorship kind of role this year. But still, Sixers fans are not happy that 2 of the roster spots will be to veteran guys or be more of the mentor type in this season, especially because Morey said they wanted to go out and get younger and more athletic this coming season, but they ended up bringing back Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry. What do you guys make of, obviously, the 3 guys who re-signed, Edwards, Lowry, and Gordon? But do you have the same kind of problem that a lot of Sixers fans have bringing in older guys?
Well, just assuming Grimes comes back,
yes,
I have no problem with it. Do I think we needed both? No. One, in my opinion, would have been enough. But I kind of see, especially on with Kyle, I imagine on a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And I don't know what is Eric. He's a 1 or 2 year deal.
1 year also.
Okay, so 1 year deal. I get it, man. You're assuming Grimes is back. Your 4 best guards are young. You have guys that can help them. And then, I think maybe Eric more than Kyle can come in and contribute and play when needed. So I'm not necessarily against it. I think that if they have younger guys behind those guys, like, I don't know what that's really going to do either. Like, I don't know how much that's really going to help you. But to have the older guys that can kind of help them get in situations that maybe they never experienced before. Maybe in the playoffs, hopefully we get there and have some success that their experience can help them.
Yeah.
It could help them with dealing with a Paul George or a Joel and dealing with those personalities, dealing with the highs and lows of a season. So it's very valuable to have them. I just think that I'm not necessarily as concerned with having them more so than if they are taking reps away.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be a fewer reps because of them type of signing. So we'll see how it plays out.
And I think, at this point in their careers, I think that's less of a question than maybe in the past. Like 3 years ago, Kyle Lowry, who maybe didn't want to accept like a smaller role in a team. I think
I totally believe Kyle is coming back in and his role is he understands his role. I'm not sure it's there with Eric. I don't think that's a look. He's looking at that as I'm just here to mentor and play when I can play.
You think so? But with all the guards we have, he knows the roster, right?
I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like you said, he's been mentoring VJ, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been mentoring him, right? They play on the Bohemian team, right? So you really believe that Eric Gordon thinks that VJ can do more than he can do right now to help a team win?
Certain things.
Now, answer my question. Do you think that he believes that VJ can do more and play a role to help a team win more than he can?
I don't think that, but I think most players would say that they're better than the guy in front of them and behind them, though, right?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm telling you from a standpoint, a guy of his status right now is not going to think that a 19-year-old rookie can come in and do more than that.
Yeah, he probably doesn't think that.
That's why I said I don't know if Eric is like where Kyle is, because he knows what he can do. Like, I don't even think
I agree with that.
Even with McCain, I don't even think Eric probably feel that way. Even though McCain, they were outplayed him last year before he got injured, but I don't think he kind of believes that right now. I think maybe in the future, but not right now.
Yeah.
So I still believe that he thinks I can come in and compete and win minutes and win a spot. So I'm just saying that's what I think his belief is by re-signing.
Yeah, Gordon and Lowry are not exactly the same parts of their career. I agree. Like Lowry, this is it. This is I think he already said this is his 20th year and he's done. Like it's his farewell season with his home town, which is awesome, which is great for him. Gordon, you're right. I think Gordon thinks he's got another 3 to 4 years left.
Yes.
And Edwards, I don't even need to speak on it at this point. Edwards is great season last year. I think he's got a bright future. And I'd love to see him take another step this year.
I see Edwards more as playing 3 than 2.
Yeah.
So I think it's him and Kelly and Paul kind of in that figuring out that rotation.
Yeah.
They may have to, we may have to just play Paul, Paul at the 3 and then play Kelly at the 4, and call Kelly the 4 and have Paul guard the 4s. So you don't have to play Paul at 4.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kelly will be the 4.
The 4.
Yes, the 4. And guard the 3s.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. A lot of Sixers fans are scared of the fact of playing PG at the 4. That's been something I've seen all on the timeline. Eric Gordon, he did have a nice little stretch after he got his tooth pulled in December last year. In January, a 13-game stretch after his return, he averaged 11.5 points per game while shooting 52.8% overall and 55% from deep. So
he'd shoot. Still shoot.
Do that. All right. So you got a question here from the Bull RJ. So my question is, VJ Edgecombe, as a defensive specialist as yourself, do you see him playing well next to Maxey, Eric?
I mean, that's one thing I mentioned earlier was I thought his conditioning was pretty good. And I thought his energy and effort was solid. So if you all of a sudden his minutes are decreased a little bit, which means you can kind of ask him to do more. I think one thing that he will be asked to do is, I think, change the tone defensively. I think he should be a guy that pick up full court. Take upon the, it'll be a challenge because, you got to guard these top guards every game. But I do think that that's something that they can establish with him. And I do think that he can do that alongside Maxey, because I think with his size, he may be able to guard the 1 and the 2. And that's what you have, the versatility with the athletic. By him being a good athlete, that versatility will come into play, being able to guard both guard positions. So whenever you have that, you can play with any type of guard, whether it be a point guard or off guard. So I think him handling the ball more, pushing the tempo and pushing it, trying to play faster, and then being able to extend the defense is something that I think that, they need to take a look at, especially early on. And I think that will ultimately allow him to be beside Maxey, because his ability to challenge the team and be able to extend the defense and be able to be that guy that can kind of take pressure off Maxey as far as having a guard, a lead guard or a top guard.
And I think he'll be able to be really aggressive because his minutes aren't going to be sky high on this team. So he'll be able to be a little more aggressive on defense and not have to worry about fouls.
Well, I mean, you should worry about fouls. You just don't want to foul.
Yeah. No.
But I get what you're saying. He can be more aggressive. And that's why I say extend the defense, which means that, you pick up full court and you make them start their offense out higher. The higher they start their offense, the lower percentage is most times, or most guys, when they have the ball further away from the basket. But you're able to extend your defense. You're able to take more chances, get in more passing lanes, make them play a little slower, make them play against the shot clock. So extending your defense can really, really help you. And if you look at our team and you look the last year or so, we really didn't have anybody like that. We had one guy, I can't think of his name. He got injured. That was supposed to be like that. He just went to Golden State last year. He got injured at Golden State.
Melton.
So he was supposed to be like that kind of guy.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you look at VJ, he's, more athletic. I don't know if he's bigger. He didn't look as big on television as I thought he did.
He's definitely not as long as Melton is. Melton was really long.
But, yeah, he plays bigger. Plays a little bigger. But I think that kind of mold is kind of where he's headed defensively. Now, offensively is where, we'll see how big of a jump he can make throughout his early career. But I think defensively it's something that he should be able to do. That were my expectations for him is to take that challenge and take that jump faster defensively than offensively.
And if he's not playing, 36 minutes a game, if he's playing maybe like 20 or 18 minutes a game to start, at least to start the season, you can play. Yeah. I mean, he can expend that energy picking up guys full court too, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting. I that one summer league game, and I was seeing all his highlights in college. I mean, it's gonna be exciting to see him paired with the guards we have. All right, you guys are exploding in the chat about Quentin Grimes. We're going to get to Quentin Grimes right now. So what's next for the 76ers and as the offseason continues? Again, we're still early on in the offseason process. But when will the Sixers sign Quentin Grimes, and what's the plan at power forward? The final kind of questions here for the episode. But Quentin Grimes, it's been reported that he wants in the neighborhood about $25 million a year. And it was reported today that the Sixers do intend to sign Quentin Grimes, but they kind of want to let this whole thing play out, let the offseason kind of play out, and maybe his price tag will drop a little bit. They also said they're not going to do a sign and trade, that they want to bring him back. What do you guys make of the whole Quentin Grimes stuff, and what do you guys think? What do you think the plan is at power forward?
I Bleav that after Summer League, after all the meetings and the league meetings, that his deal will get done. $25 million. I know these guys make a lot of money, so I don't even know if that's a lot for I'm thinking that's a lot for maybe a third option. Is it fair to say? Or is he thinking he's the second option? That's the question. What is
does
it?
Does he think he's
I know what he is. I know what he thinks he is. But if he's asking for $25 million, he thinks he's the second option behind Maxey.
Yeah, he can ask for whatever the hell he wants to ask for. He asked for $100 million.
So I think the question is more me. The question is he our number 2 guard? Is he our number 2 guard?
I mean, if they pay him that,
then that's a fair offer.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair ask.
That's legit because of McCain's injury and VJ being a rookie.
It's a fair ask
for today.
But I don't know if the Sixers can commit that. I don't think they can commit that. Because
I mean,
what he did was great. What he did making 25, I don't know how great that looks. With everybody back. So I don't know if he's able to do that. You give him 25 and then Paul's back, McCain's back, Joel's back, and now all of a sudden you did that, and then he's back to being sort of the Grimes he was before. I just don't know. I don't know how.
It's like
if I think the deal would get done, I'm not sure if. I just don't know if he's willing to. What is he willing to take from Philly? Because you have a guy that pretty much got numbers at the end of the year on the losing team. Let's be real. That's what happened. So to then ask for 25 because of that, so his thinking has to be, well, I'm due. Now you can see what I can do when I got the time. But the Sixers can say, well, it really didn't. How much did it impact winning? So that the teams are always trying to figure out ways to pay you less, and you're always trying to find ways to make more. So I think with drafting VJ, I'm not sure they give him that. I'm not sure you can give him that.
There's a few things working
now
against
that leads
Grimes,
me to
though.
think. I mean, he like.
There's no money out there, though, Eric. That's the problem.
I understand that. That's why I don't think he gets that, but I do think he gets somewhere in the range of 15.
Yeah, I think he gets like 15 to 18.
Yeah. If you look at what the kid from what Duncan Robinson got, isn't that somewhere around there? Who was pretty much a reserve with Miami?
I think he got more than that, didn't he? I think he got around 20.
No, I don't know, but it's somewhere around there. All I'm saying is you have a guy that was a reserve that got that. I mean, Karis LeVert, you look and see what he got. Like you look and see what they kind of got from Detroit. That's kind of his market.
Yeah, Duncan
So
just signed for 3 years, $47 million with the Pistons.
Who did?
His new contract. I thought you meant the one he signed before.
New contract.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little more than 16.
Who was that? Caris LeVert?
No, Duncan Robinson.
Duncan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think he's around. I think he ends up around there. If he stays with the Sixers. So
yeah,
I mean, are the Sixers able to do that? Teja, you know that. I mean,
his last contract was 5 years, $80 million. So he got 18 a year. That one. Duncan.
No, I'm saying Robinson. I know he's signing his deal right now. He just signed.
Yeah.
Him and Caris LeVert signed with Detroit. I think that's.
I'd be happy with that. I'm saying
that's the market for Grimes. That's why I think he doesn't get to 25, because he probably asked for 25 because he envisions himself as a starter.
Yeah, if Duncan played on a bad team and averaged like 24 points a game, he probably would have asked for more.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He may envision himself as a starter. I'm telling you, he feels it should be him and Maxey starting.
I think he's waiting for. I think him and his people are waiting for maybe a team to clear cap, so they can try to offer him more than that 15 to 16 range. Is what I think. Otherwise, there's no money out there. What are you waiting for? But everyone's like, he could take a 1-year deal with the Sixers and then next year get paid, but there's more money. Problem with that is if he signs a 1-year deal, you're signing a 1-year deal to be with Maxey, George, Embiid, McCain, and Kelly, who shoots. DJ's a rookie. I mean, you're coming to a team, you're not going to get up 15 shots a game.
Yeah,
so
he's not going to sign the 1-year deal.
I don't think so either. I think he'd take the 15 a year, 16 a year before he does a 1-year deal.
Yeah. I mean, the Sixers have the Sixers made an offer that we know of?
I don't know.
No, it's been reported. The only report was Tony Jones' report earlier from The Athletic that said the Sixers feel like they're in a good place to sign Grimes. They're just kind of weighing it out a little bit.
Yeah, they're giving enough time for people. There's no money out there, dude. I mean, this is a fair offer.
Well, how do you know what's a fair offer if they didn't offer?
No, I'm saying they're waiting for all the money to dry up and no deals to be made. Because, I mean, I think Utah just cleared salary. They could offer something after dumping. I think they just cleared some money. I don't know what they want to do with it, but they can now offer something a little more. They are the team that put the poison pill in for Paul Reed and made us matched, remember?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's about, do you want this guy? And they got all kinds of comps out there. They know his value. They know his market value. Is whether he willing to accept it or you willing to give him a little more. We'll find out.
Yeah. I hope the Grimes thing comes to a close soon. So last thing, obviously Yabusele, we mentioned earlier, Yabusele signed with the Knicks. He made mention on an interview where the Sixers didn't really throw him an offer, which surprised a lot of people. What do you guys think of the 4 position as of right now? And what do you think the plan is at the 4 position? A lot of people are saying we should try to dump Drummond to sign Chris Boucher to be our power forward. That's been a common thing that Sixers fans keep talking about. What do you guys think they should do?
Obviously, get more people, more options. But right now, it's Watford and Kelly.
I think we only have a two-way slot left after we get Grimes, so we're pretty much done.
Watford and Kelly. I'm not going to say Paul because he doesn't want to play 4. So
wink.
Play Kelly at the 4, and he can guard any position over there. But just list him as a 4. There's no other options except going to get somebody else.
Yeah.
You can play the young fellas, but we'll see. I mean, they're going to have to perform to get there. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's just being creative with Kelly, Paul, and then hoping Watford takes another step up. I don't think there's much else. I mean,
yeah, that's all you really can do, honestly. Do you guys like Chris Boucher? I know people said, he'd be a great guy. He's already played with Nurse, but a lot of people think that would be a good guy to bring in. Would that be a needle mover for you guys or no?
I mean,
I don't think we can.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that going to be would that be different than Watford? I mean, he could play more 5 probably than Watford can.
I don't think we even need that at this point.
But I don't. Yeah, but I don't even know if. I mean, I guess it's a name. I guess if he can play it and he can shoot a 3, then yes. So you have any guy that can play the 4 and can spot up and shoot a decent percentage from 3. That's valuable because it's a position of need. So that's just shows that, kind of based on our last show, we're still having the same conversation. So I don't know what the plan is, but I just think based on what we have now is obviously, Watford and Kelly / Kelly Gardner 3.
That's you saying, instead of saying George playing 4, that's Kelly Gardner 3.
Yeah.
That's
play
smart.
4. You call Kelly the 4 and list him as a 4, and he guard the 3s. Yeah.
They're gonna do that in practice. He's like, all right.
It's been done before in the league, guys. This has been done a lot.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan, guarded centers his whole back end of his career and was listed as a power forward.
Yeah. I think it's doable. I think it's going to have to happen. I don't think we have a choice, really. So I think PG knows the score. If he's looking at our roster and our depth chart, I mean, he knows he's playing. He guards some 4s. It's going to happen.
Yeah, naturally. But hey, Teja, we would have to shed the Andre Drummond contract in order to do the Chris Boucher.
Yes.
That would be the thing there.
Correct.
Yeah.
Or a contract. Yeah.
All right, we have one final question here from RJ the Bull. A question for you, Eric. RJ the Bull asks, if you were coach, would you make VJ play the 1 and you make Maxey play the 2, more like an Iverson role? I think you all did a great job freeing up AI through constant screens and drags.
I think that would help Maxey. I think it would make the team better. Not better from a standpoint of just winning more. The team better as far as putting guys more into roles. Because you pretty much telling Maxey, go score the basketball. And by doing that, you take away more of his, just like with AI, when I went to the point, you took away his playmaking responsibilities of running the team, putting people in their spots and doing all of that stuff. You just say, hey, this is what you do. And I think he can do it really well. If VJ can have the ability to defend, especially defend multiple positions, it's something that they may need to take a look at. I think it would just take time to see if he can handle the load of being the primary ball handler. Like, that's hard in this league. And it's hard as a young guy, and it's even harder on a team where you're expected to win. And you expect them to play with guys that are expecting the basketball. And, because no matter if the coach is calling the plays or who's calling, the primary ball handler is still going to be the guy that everybody looks at if things don't go right and don't function right. So it's intriguing to try. I'm just not sure if he's capable right now to be that guy. But it is an intriguing thing, and it's something that I thought that by him being drafted, that this is maybe somewhere they could end up going, especially, and that was confirmed when they played him primarily at the point before this summer league game.
Yeah.
So there you go. And RJ Bull says, I think he can make a good point guard. I really like his core vision. I mean, saw some of that in that summer league game, but again, summer league, not the league.
Yeah.
So, but all right, guys. Well, that does it for us. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We saw a very lively chat in here tonight. But yeah, we'll be back as soon as more Sixer stuff drops throughout the off season. we'll come on and give our 2 cents on it. But we hope you guys enjoy the show. We'll see you next time. Take it easy, fellas.
Yep.
All right, fellas.